Hello. Welcome. Do come in. Take a pew, why don't you? Good. Good. The church is a wonderful thing, a place where we are welcome, where many of us meet with like-minded people to worship God in a way that most of us feel quite comforting, really. A sanctuary from the harshness of the world, a place of safety from all the difficulties we face during the week. But there are dangers lurking everywhere, both from Christians who don't do things our way, and, more importantly, from outside visitors who don't know how we do things at all. But don't worry, there are ways of keeping the church safe from visitors, so here they are. 20 tips to keep your church safe from visitors. Shh. Number 1. Make sure that no one can easily find your church, or indeed any information about it. Ensure that the notice board doesn't give away the service times too easily. And make sure that people have to get out of their car to be able to read it to start with. Overgrown trees are a real bonus here. Number 2. Ensure that negative notices predominate as you approach the church. You know the sort of thing. No entry, no parking, don't use this door, go round the side, all that sort of thing. Number 3. If you have lighting on outside paths, then keep it low. And also make sure that such paths are badly kept and rather overgrown. Number 4. Keep all doors firmly shut so that people have to turn a huge latch to get in. Make sure that it's not obvious which door they need to use so that they have to try many. Hello? Number 5. Now, I know this one's rather obvious, but you'd be surprised how many miss it. Don't heat the church adequately in winter. The real faithful will still come anyway, and you'll keep them merely curious at home. Number 6. If visitors do get inside, give them as many books as possible to get through the service with. Don't talk to them or smile. Be busy sorting out a rota with someone else as you hand out this library to them. If you have to talk, then speak in language that no one else uses outside of church. The Book of Common Prayer is a good place to learn this language. Will you vouchsafe now to read, mark, learn, and inwardly digest it? Number 7. Well, it's good to have welcomers, but make sure that they all either have body odour or halitosis. Again, this won't put off the real Christians who are far too holy to be able to notice. Number 8. There are 2 ways of going here. Either ignore newcomers entirely, or overwhelm them with information, appeals for their help with church projects, questions about their past, their family history, their spiritual journey, or whatever. And if you're going to follow that second route, make sure that you hug the newcomers regularly. Number 9. If you notice that newcomers are not dressed appropriately for church, or if they have any physical features that make them different, then stare at them and mention them to everyone else so that they can stare also. A bit of sniggering will back this up nicely. Number 10. Obviously don't provide wheelchair ramps or any other disabled access. It only encourages the disabled. The people have got by for centuries without it, so I don't really know what all the fuss is about anyway. A hearing loop is good, though, for members, of course. Number 11. Make sure that appeals for money obliterate any sense that the building exists for the worship of God or to enable people in his mission. Organise lots of fundraising events so that the parish can support the church. We have to be comfy after all. Only the best for God. Only the best for God. Sorry. Number 12. As much as you can, make the church look like a woman's bedroom with lots of lace and needlework and flowers everywhere. What you're looking for is a predominance of pastel colours, and this will make blokes feel totally uncomfortable and retain the status quo of female dominance in church attendance.
Lovely.
Number 13.
If visitors get as far as this, then during the service don't give any hints about when to stand or sit or kneel or anything like that. It's a giggle when they get it wrong, and oh yes, do actually giggle. Don't mention which book is being used or which page number people need at any stage.
Number 14.
Now again, there are two choices here. Route 1. Ensure that any music used in worship is inaccessible to anyone without a music degree, or is totally banal in its lyrics, both if possible. Or Route 2, one of my favourites this, you can go for music that is pitched so that it's impossible to sing the tune without having to jump octaves regularly.
Number 15.
If you're unfortunate enough to have toilets actually in the church, make sure that they're not properly cleaned, or preferably don't work properly.
Number 16.
If you have to shake hands, employ one of two methods: the dead fish handshake or the squeeze the life out of the hand shake, which can be accompanied by grabbing the elbow with the other hand to make sure that the victim can't escape. Works well.
Number 17.
It's vitally important that any coffee served after the service is instant, comes from a huge catering tin of coffee to ensure that it's stale, and is served in small green cups. Stale biscuits can be served alongside. Anyone who doesn't take a saucer is a Philistine and should be treated like one. Tea, unfortunately, is harder to get wrong, but stewed tea can be produced eventually with effort.
Number 18.
Make sure you have a basket for donations for tea or coffee. We wouldn't want the church to appear hospitable or generous, would we?
Number 19.
Keep talking with those you know well, so as to maintain the small friendship groups of people who have been here for years. Where possible, arrange rotas and PCC meetings during this time also.
Number 20.
Occasionally look at new visitors, smile if you have to, and then turn back to your conversation with your friends. Well, there you are. Practical advice to keep your church safe from visitors at any time of year, but especially so at Back of Church Sunday.